Hi and welcome. This is Demetria Clark from Birth Arts International, and today we're doing a Q&A session. I'm going to try to do these about once a month starting now. What it'll be is it'll be an audio session that's put up potentially with some slides on YouTube for students to listen to and hopefully get some of their questions answered. We'll also be answering questions from potential students also. First question of today is from an active and working student, and her question is refunds. What is appropriate if you can't make it to a birth and it is not preventable? Well, I think the first thing that you need to do is put away money. If you can't attend a birth, you need to have some kind of graduated refund. It is not acceptable to miss someone's birth. That's why you have backup. It's really important to have a backup provider and that you work out a fee with. But if you don't show up, I think that you're not fulfilling your obligation and that you need to refund some of the money or come up with an alternative for the parents like extended postpartum care. Now, do you give a refund if the parents don't call you? No. Do you get a refund if the baby comes really, really fast? No. When I say you need to give a refund, that's when you make a conscious decision not to be at someone's birth, be more than 2 hours away during your call time, not have childcare for your children and you're unable to make it to the hospital or birth center or home birth. Those are all real issues. So you need to make sure that you have all of your bases covered. And then, in addition, I suggest you put a certain amount of money away from your fees to cover yourself in case someone is trying to fight you for a refund. Either they think that they should get one or you are unable to attend a birth. Now, obviously, there's some people that are going to say, oh, well, I want a refund because I didn't have the birth I wanted, I didn't have this, I didn't have that, and that's a completely different topic that we can talk about some other time. But just to give you an example, I've had people enroll in a program and 2 years later ask me for a refund because they didn't finish it. That's not my problem. It is not your problem if someone doesn't fulfill their end of the obligation. So make sure that, you don't get, someone's like, well, I didn't have the birth I wanted and I really need a refund. Or I've had people call me because they're dealing with clients who had a nice birth, were really happy with their doula care, but they were short on money, and so they decided to ask their doula for their money back because they didn't have enough money to pay their bills. And that's not something you can control, and I wouldn't even get in the habit of entertaining those kinds of conversations because it is not fair. You are offering a service, you're paid for that service. People don't ask their electrician for their money back. They don't ask their mechanic for their money back. They don't go to their doctor and say, well, I want my money back for my labor because I need it to pay my bills. You cannot, under any circumstances, take on the responsibility of someone else paying their bills or not. Okay, so the next question: if we find a book within a subject area, can we substitute it for one on the book list? Absolutely, as long as you get my permission. Books change and great resources become available yearly. We have the classics on the book list, and so obviously if you find one that really resonates with you, make sure it will fulfill our requirements first, and you do that by emailing me and checking in with me directly. The other part of that question was, If we're doing more than one program and a book is listed on more than one course, can we use it for all of them? Absolutely. It would benefit you more to choose another selection from that category. Obviously, there's a few things that are going to be working to your advantage by doing that. You get a more well-rounded education and broader knowledge base of that subject area. But then there is also the reality of the fact that the books cost money, or you have to find them. You have to find them available in a library, or if you have a friend who has them. And sometimes that's a definite barrier. So obviously we want you to be able to work the most efficiently and effectively for yourself, your time, and your budget. The next question is about certification births. And many students have, they've either worked with other doula training organizations and they've transferred to Birth Arts, or they started with another organization and certified, but now they're trying to recertify, or they've started attending births before they started their formal doula education, and they want to know if those births transfer into our program. Some of them will. We will not accept more than 2, and they have to be less than a year old, and you have to be able to submit the evaluations for them. So the answer is yes, but it does have some caveats. So we've just spent the last 6-7 minutes answering these 3 questions that were sent in. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me. You can do it through the student Facebook group. You can do it through the Facebook Birth Arts page. You can email me, Demetria, Demetria, at birtharts.com. You can send it through Twitter, twitter.com/birtharts. And we will try to have a regular segment where I'll just quickly answer a few questions for students, potential students, or just people who are interested overall. So have a great day, and if you have anything or you're interested in enrolling, it's birtharts.com. This is Demetria Clark. Have a wonderful day.